So in this video we're going to be doing an edit of an image that was generated on Sora.com with the GPT-0 image model. So here's a gritty portrait of a fisherman looking out to sea. Now I'm editing this in Photop, which is a free Photoshop clone essentially. So just go to photop.com, so that's photopea.com, and you don't need to log in, use an account or anything like that. You can just go and start using it straight away. So you can just drag your image into the window to open it, and you can get going. So what I want to do here is make a black and white conversion of this image, but first I'm going to deal with one of the what I consider to be the slight issues of GPT-4o's images, which is the slight over sharpness they have. So I'm going to just click on my layer here in the layers column, press Command or Control J, depending on if you're a PC or a Mac user, to duplicate it. And I showed last time in a previous video how you can just go filter blur and then just choose blur, and it's generally enough to just knock off a little bit of the harshness. But if you go blur more, you might find that it goes a little bit too far, but it might be okay for your tastes. But what you can do is, before you do anything else, if you do an adjustment like that, press the Shift, Control or Command if you're on a Mac, and F key at the same time. Shift Command and F, or Shift Control and F, and it will bring up this fade option, and this basically lets you fade between almost like the original and the adjustment you just made. So you can now choose exactly the point in between that blur setting that just knocks enough of the harshness out for you. But bearing in mind, this wasn't even a blur that had a control over the strength, but just showing you a little technique. So I just like to do a bit so it looks a little bit more natural, takes away some of that super harsh sharpening that you get from the 4.0 models by default a lot of the time. So now we've got this here, I'm going to add two things straight away. I'm going to add a curves adjustment layer at the top here, or you can go down to the adjustment layers at the bottom and you can just click curves there. And then I'm going to add a black and white adjustment layer, which is this one here. So what you don't want to do is just desaturate the image, so don't go to your hue saturation and desaturate it, because it doesn't give you any control. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. I'm going to click the black and white adjustment layer, and now what I'm going to do with the curves is just going to be used in a moment to actually help the contrast and play with the contrast, but for the moment I'm going to concentrate on the black and white. So the reason why we use this black and white adjustment is if you look at the menu for it here, it's broken down to the colours red, yellow, green, cyan, blue, magenta, and with your sliders, and what that's doing is it's adjusting the equivalent brightness or luminance of those colours as part of the black and white image. So for example, one way I can explain it is if I just turn it off quickly, so we can see like his eyes are blue, and obviously the water's got a bluish tint, which in this image it's the photo piece detecting it as cyan. So if we move the cyan slider, it's making the areas that it can detect cyan in the original image brighter or darker. And so you can go and try this, like his hat has got some green in it, so we can do the same with that and other images. And what this allows you to do, and skin tone's normally affected by yellow and red, and what this allows you to do is, with your black and white image, is to create a separation between areas where you want to create contrast. So there's no real magenta going on here. So instead of just desaturating where it all gets just a flat treatment, you can now sort of make the decision to maybe either make his skin lighter by maybe dragging up the red and the yellow a bit, but then making areas around his skin like the sea that's got cyan in it, and maybe his hat on top of his head darker, so now you've got a contrast between his clothes and the sea and his skin. Or we could do it the other way around, and we could sort of darken that down, darken the skin down so it was more of a grungy look overall, and then we could open up the background to give it a bit more contrast, or you could choose to keep it all relatively moody and low. So once you've been playing around with this and you've got it to a level that you're quite happy with, then you can just go into your curves adjustment layer, and you can either just drag it up to lighten the whole thing, darken the whole thing. You can just do some basic curves work, so put one point in the top sort of 3/4, another point in the bottom 3/4, drag the bottom one down and the top one up slightly to add some contrast. Or alternatively, you can press delete to get rid of that curve, But what you could do is take the shadow point at the very bottom left of the graph, so not actually clicking on the graph line itself, but at the very bottom corner, and just drag that up, and it's just gonna fade the image and just add some lightness into those very dark shadows, so you can have more of a faded look if you like. And yeah, that's what I would do to get a quick but effective black and white conversion to any of my images.